Welcome back once again. You're watching Ozarks Tonight. Good to have you here. I'm David Oliver. Of course, there's a lot of different groups who want to foster culture and arts in our community, and one at the forefront of that, of course, being the Springfield Regional Arts Council. It has a very cool grant program that's rolled out each year that aims to accomplish that goal. We have more about that program to tell you about here on Ozarks Tonight. My guest this evening, Leslie Forrester with the Springfield Regional Arts Council and Joshua Best with the Springfield Art Museum. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Before we talk about the grant program, let's tell our viewers who may not know what the Springfield Regional Arts Council is all about.
I like to describe the Arts Council as the Chamber of Commerce for the arts, specifically for the arts and culture community. So we're working to advocate on behalf of the needs and priorities of the arts and culture community, but also making sure arts and culture is widely accessible to everybody in our community. So we do arts education programs targeting at-risk students who may not have access to taking art classes or those really great art experiences. We do a lot of collaborative marketing, working with other arts organizations in our community to make sure that everybody in Springfield and in Southwest Missouri know about what's going on. We have a lot of great stuff. And so we just really work to foster that and find ways that we can support what arts organizations are doing and make it easier for them to accomplish their missions.
Before we talk about the grants as well, let's talk about the fact that the Art Museum would be obviously at the forefront of arts and culture in our community, right?
Well, thank you for that. That's definitely what the museum tries to bring to the community in Springfield.
Sure, okay. Well, let's talk about this this grant program. This has been going on for several years. Tell me about what it is, how much money we're talking about, who can apply, and what its goal is.
We've been doing arts and culture grants through the Arts Council. I think this might be year 5 or so. We partnered with the Community Foundation. They reached out to us about 5 years ago to partner with them on distributing funds for arts and culture. So they have donors that have given to them that want to support arts and culture. They haven't identified any specific organization necessarily, but they really want to support it in general. And so we were able to be part of the process as the organization that sort of acts as a neutral territory and knows the community really well in terms of what is out there and what those needs are. And so this grant fund, we usually have anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000 every year. Depends on what partners we're able to bring to the table, but consistently we always have funding from the Community Foundation of the Ozarks, and they're incredible in helping to support the whole process. And so we look at funding a couple of different types of projects, predominantly in 2 areas. One is sustainability and making sure that organizations have the ability to do the programs. And those are the kinds of things that are hard to fundraise for. The framework that we all need to set up in order to be successful at what we do. So helping with strategic planning, with marketing, with board development, all of those primary elements in order for those things to be really fantastic. And then we also fund project-based activities. So shuttles for First Friday Art Walk, education programs for students through choir programs or at a theater program, busing students, getting access to things, providing art supplies, a variety of different things as well. So those are predominantly 2 areas, and really our focus is on growth, sustainability, diversity and inclusion, and outreach to youth and elderly citizens in our community.
So this obviously covers a wide area of impact areas. Joshua, the Art Museum, I know, was a benefactor of one of these grants. Tell me about how you all used some of that grant money.
Sure. We have been lucky enough to receive 2 different arts and culture grant funds. One was for the First Friday Art Walk shuttle in 2016 and 2017. And then most recently, we funded a chamber music concert series that happened at the museum, 4 different concerts that were tied to different exhibitions that were happening throughout the year.
And you couldn't do that, I'm assuming, if you didn't have this extra funding, maybe?
We could do it, but we'd have to cut something else, right? And
okay.
so with this program, we don't have to do that, which is a great way for us to kind of experiment and find out what kind of programs do work and that we can continue to divert resources or kind of rearrange resources to make happen.
So it's kind of the icing on the budget cake, maybe you might say.
Absolutely. It helps us stretch, and it does help us grow.
Sure.
And even organizations like the Art Museum need some help with capacity building.
You know, Leslie, you talked about the fact that people give to CFO, and then CFO kind of acts as the middleman, and then CFO helps you guys with this money, and you dole it out. You know, a lot of times you hear about places where there's budget cuts in cities and communities, and a lot of times arts and culture kind of gets the shaft. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But in our community, it seems that there is an emphasis on making sure we prop up those areas. So talk about the importance that you see being these grants.
Well, these are part of the investment our community makes into arts and culture. And the Arts Council, about 3 or 4 years ago, actually conducted a study to understand the impact of what arts and culture does for our community. And we know now in Springfield just alone, $26.9 million of economic impact comes from arts and culture, from these organizations we work with and many, many more. And so looking at the granting as an opportunity to make further investment, to encourage collaboration, to try new things that maybe you wouldn't be able to do without some sort of reassurance or support in that funding. And so it really is that community investment. That's what I always think of when I think about arts and culture and talking to others about why it's important and why it shouldn't be the first thing on the chopping block. Arts and culture is part of the lifeblood of a community. That's what people, once you have security and home and food, we also have to talk about quality of life. Why do you want to live in Springfield? You know, and arts and culture encompasses a wide range of things as well, parks and arts and museums and performances.
When you talk about trying new things, I mean, you said chamber music. I wouldn't think of that at the Art Museum off the top of my head.
Absolutely, and we were looking for ways that we could connect different audiences. Sometimes we get very siloized in what it is that we interact with, you know, visual arts versus the performing arts. And this was a way to bring two different communities that both love kind of the same thing, culture, but put it in a different setting and maybe expose it to different groups.
So tell folks who are watching how they can apply if they're a nonprofit group here in town for one of these Regional Arts Council grants.
So you become an Arts Council member, and for most organizations it's a $50 a year, which gets you all kinds of other great benefits. And that's a whole other segment perhaps someday.
We'll invite you back for that one.
Thanks.
Okay.
But also just go to our website, springfieldarts.org, and fill out an application. We do require some narrative. Tell us about your project. Give us some basic information about your budget, and of course make sure that you're a nonprofit, a 501c3 or some sort of equivalent.
All right, Leslie Forster with the Arts Council, Joshua Best with the Arts Museum. Thank you both for being here. This is good information, and again, we'll post some of this on our website as well at ozarksfirst.com. We'll have more Ozarks tonight right after this quick break.